That 70s truck has arrived in the shop. Now we can take an up-close and personal look at it and take a look at some of the things that we do like and some of the things that we don't that we want to change.
You know, for a barn find, this was like finding gold, you know what I mean? We pulled that cover off. They did a pretty nice job with the restoration. I think a few things got missed along the way and a few things need to be updated to make it a little more current. And that's where we've got our Brothers Truck Parts catalog from, because we can find some parts and pieces we need to bring this thing up to, well, today's standards, so to speak.
And it starts right there with the flames on that gauge, man. You know, a lot of this we like, but that's one of the things you look at and go, what in the world were they thinking, right?
That's just awful.
Gotta go. Now, these seat covers are okay.
They're in good shape, but I don't think they bring anything to the table. You know what I mean?
They don't.
Yeah, I think we can do a little bit better than that, and I think it'll change the whole inside of the cab because you see a lot of seat right there.
That's easy enough on the inside, too.
All right, let's roll up front.
Up here in the front, as far as the face of this thing goes, I think we can make some changes, too.
Yeah, it definitely needs a facelift. And I'm not talking go crazy like Bruce Jenner did, but something you know, kind of simple, easy, a little more modern. A new grill, I think you'll need to look in there for, as well as a new bumper. You got something? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And you look underneath the hood, there's something that really pops out at you, and those are those headers, man. They stick out like a sore thumb, and I think with a simple phone call to a buddy of mine, we can get that handled as well.
All right, so I need to do some shopping, right? You're going to get in touch with him. You got the company credit card?
Oh, shoot, I think I left it at Rachel's again last night.
You might want to call there.
All right, let me get some tools. You get on that. While Matt's chasing down parts, I figured I'd start attacking these headers. Now, these headers have been in here too long. They're rusted out, they don't look good, they're an eyesore. I don't know if they've been there 50 years, but probably 10 too long. And the problem with headers, when you run them that long and you don't treat them, well, the metal starts breaking down. You've got a lot of high temperatures going through, you've got a lot of vibration going on, and that fractures and damages the metal. So you'll get cracks, you'll get holes, it'll sound bad, it'll perform bad. Quite honestly, we all know it looks bad, so we're going to just go ahead and replace them with a brand new set of headers. Now, one of the nice things about working on an older truck like this is the fact you've got some room to work. One of the real obstacles, the only real obstacles we had, was this water temperature sensor right here. Now, this had to get taken out, and when we did that, it drained all the coolant out of the engine, but in the big picture, that's not a lot, because if you look at a modern engine of today, you can't even get to this stuff because you got all kinds of air cleaners and electronics and emission stuff in your way. So this should actually be pretty easy, relatively speaking. There we go, we got the last one there. Just a matter of fighting it out of the frame rail. All right, well, I'm giving it the old college try here, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to give, so that means we're probably gonna have to go down and out the bottom. Matter of jacking up the truck, but rather than showing you guys how to jack up a truck, I'd like to show you guys these new headers. Now, they didn't come this way from the manufacturer. What I did is made a phone call to a buddy of mine at a company called NitroPlate. What they do is all my racing stuff, they do ceramic coatings. So what these ceramic coatings do is they protect the metal up to 1300 degrees. They'll keep them from scavenging, these headers, and they look good. This is what they call bright. It's almost like a chrome looking finish. It'll stay looking this good. It's not gonna chip. It's not gonna peel. They've got them in like a satin as well as a black, but I think the bright's gonna look good for underneath this engine compartment. It'll really go with those valve covers and give it a little bit of pop underneath.
We're ready to start tying all this exhaust back together, and we're going to do that with these Stage 8 locking fasteners. Now, one of the good things about this is the fact that they've got a duplex nickel finish, so they're not going to corrode on you. Now, Bruno's going to take care of the header bolts, and I'm going to show you how this collector bolt works. Now, this is pretty nice. They've got them for all the manufacturers, up to 3 inches long, too, so if you really need a long one, they've got them. Now, I'm going to just, for demonstration purposes, we'll bolt this together. I know you're thinking, man, that's kind of odd that he would be bolting those two things together, but just kind of go with me on this. I'm just showing you how it works. So we put this little piece on the back side, right? Now that's going to catch on the tube. So look at that. All we have to do is tighten on one side, and that's kind of makes life a little bit easier, right? We're not up there with 2 wrenches,
right?
You know. Once you get that bolt tight, you simply slide this retainer into place, and that will ground out on the tube and pop this clip right into the groove, and that bolt's not going anywhere.
Nice. Now we got the same type of situation going on here with the header bolts. Now these have that same duplex nickel finish, except these are grade 8, and they've got a nice little feature right into the head of the bolt. They allow you to put in a 3/16 ball Allen wrench. And why is that critical? Because we've already proven to you that you are spatially challenged underneath the hood here, man. You cannot get to these header bolts. You put a wrench on and you're doing the ding, ding, ding back and forth.
Yep.
You can't tighten them down. So now this is where the magic happens. We take these locking retainers and we position it so that they bottom out on the bolt on the back side of our header tube right here. This way, the bolts can never back up. And now it's just a matter of putting on our little E-clip on the top of that bolt. And let's see. There we go, snapped into place.
Nice.
So now they can never back up. You know, with traditional header bolts, a lot of times they'll tell you to run the motor for a little while, let it go through a heat cycle, and then retorque it back down. Well, you don't have to do that with the Stage 8 bolts.
All right, nice stuff, dude. We got to take a break right now, but when we come back, we should have those parts ready. I think they just showed up, like a whole rack of them.
Any problem with that credit card?
No,
Nice.
no, they found it.
I was worried about that.
No, I know. Check, check, and check. Got everything. Hey, welcome back to TruckU. So everything we ordered from Brothers Truck Parts is here. It's on the rack, and that means it's time for us to go to work. The first thing we need to do is get the bench seat out, which apparently we already did.
One step ahead of you as always, buddy. That's out.
Good work, B.
I just need a little help getting it up on top here so we can pull off the hog rings and put the new one in.
I got that, dude.
So
I got
this,
that.
you just easily flip it upside down if you got some help from somebody else. And what we do is you pull out all these little hog rings right here. We'll get a set of cutters, like I already started doing. We'll start pulling those, but I want to show you guys something real quick.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
This is the new magic, baby.
Dude.
Now this is a look.
That is a look, dude.
It's orange houndstooth. Now
Nice.
this is gonna make a serious statement. No one's gonna miss this, baby.
That's got a little pro wrestler feel to it. I like it.
Yeah, the only thing better would be velvet.
Ooh,
You know?
well, there's always other vehicles.
Yes.
But nice.
All right.
All right, let's keep this moving. We get sidetracked easy. It's like shiny new toy.
Yes.
You know, back in 71, 72, if you ordered the deluxe super bench seats, that houndstooth look was what you got.
Out with the old, in with the new. Here is the Houndstooth seat cover. So these are nice because they are pre-sewn to fit exactly, so there won't be any gapping or bunching. It'll look like a nice custom seat once we've got it all pulled in
That
place.
already looks better.
And got our hog rings in. Now they come in all different colors. You've got the vinyl you can get in. This is the black with the houndstooth cloth inserts, and I think it looks pretty good, man. It's definitely an acquired taste, but if you got an orange truck,
No way.
it's the perfect complement.
That's nice, actually.
All right, flip it. Ready?
I dig that.
Kill that.
We want to swap out the stereo system in this truck, but anytime you do that on a classic vehicle, things can get a little bit hairy, a little bit tricky. So that's where the guys from Custom Auto Sound come in. They give us a lot of different options. Now, this has been cut up to fit a 1-DIN radio, okay? Now, if it hadn't, the opening would be a little bit smaller, and there'd be 2 holes there. And if you just wanted to swap it out, you could do like the USA 630 and snake it in from the back and pop it out, and it would look just like the classic radio, except you would have all the modern conveniences that you would associate with a new radio. Now, the deal is, you got this classic vehicle, you got the classic gauges and controls and all this, that, the other. If you have a brand new stereo system in there that looks like it was just made this year, it's going to throw off that whole look, and you don't want to do that. You want to have all the modern conveniences and hookups of new radios with the classic look, and that's, again, where this comes in. So, I mentioned the fact that this hole was cut out a little bit bigger, so we can throw in this USA 4. It's a 1-DIN radio. That's going to go in to the little head unit, slides in right there. Okay, so now you take a look, and boom, that's going to pop open, and there's our CD player and all that. And we got our auxiliary inputs here, USBs, you name it, we've got it. If you want to go one step further, you can hook up the system. That's the other one from Custom Auto Sound. And what that is, it's a 2-channel amp. You got the subwoofer and all this, that, the other. So basically, you get the classic look, modern convenience, and modern sound. And that's exactly what you want in a classic truck like this.
Looks a little crooked. Apparently he left out a screw or two. Don't worry, we'll get to that. I'll tighten that all down. You know, there's a lot of people who are in the school of thought that if you put flames on something, it makes it look cool. Well, Matt and I are not from that school of thought, so we're going to get these ugly flame gauges out of the way, and we can put in a brand new set we got from Brothers Truck Parts. So this will come out as one piece, which is really nice. And we'll put the new set in we've got right here. Now these are for 67 through 72 Chevy trucks. And as you can see, it's all one piece, which is really nice because it makes the installation a whole lot easier. They're all electric gauges. They come with the sending units, the wiring harness. I mean, this saves a lot of time doing all this, because all you have to do is plug in. Now, they give you the harness itself. It's a matter of running the wires through and making your connections. But if you look at it, man, all new. It's got that classic look we're looking for. Nice and white, simple, clean, and it's got the bezel all the way around. We'll set this in place. I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of what you'll see. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hopefully have this all wired in, and we can take on the front. You know, it's going to need a little facelift, not Joan Rivers style. We don't want to go over the top, but definitely want to clean it up a little bit. You got that?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
I didn't break anything again, did I?
no, I don't think this time.
Welcome back to TruckU. So that's 70s truck, our project for today. The work continues on that. And again, we got with our buddies over at Brothers Truck Parts. We made a whole big wish list of things. They sent it all to us, and now we're putting it all in. And this truck's really coming together. Now, the deal was the guys that own it started this project, what, I don't know, 20 years ago or something, right? Got about 3/4 of the way done, then the truck sat in the barn. So we're kind of picking it up already in progress. But it's 20 years later. We need to make some changes and make it current.
Yeah, the front of the truck kind of looked like a dreamsicle. You know what I mean? It was just very dated and very blah.
It's like the Great
The
Pumpkin.
technical word is blah.
Yeah, it is.
So what we're going to do is get rid of all this grill. The front bumper was orange. That's out of the way. We got a whole new set we got from the guys at Brothers Truck Parts. So we got the new grill, we got the new grill assembly, and that chrome front bumper. It's going to give this a whole lot of life up front and really make it pop. And I think it'll still maintain those classic lines, and that's what we want to do with this whole truck.
You said it was a dreamsicle, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like dreamsicles, but it's just not for the front of a truck.
I mean, it's kind of like the Great Pumpkin and a piece of cheesecake had a baby. You know, they hooked up one night.
Nice.
Oh, get ready. Get ready to get blinded. Nice. I like this, man. Instead of that multicolor look thing going on that we had, it's just one color, chrome, all the way down. I think this looks so much better. We have a couple more things to do, though. Take a look at this. We've got the mounting hardware on this grill right here. That's riveted in, so we're going to have to drill into those rivets, get it out of there, and we can reuse these pieces on each side. And it's not going to matter because we won't see them anyway, so it doesn't matter what color they are. Now, the nice thing about getting these things from Brothers Truck Parts is the fact that they also have the hardware available for it, too. So you've got your inner grill assembly and the outer grill, and you can just put it all together nice and easy with the hardware. So
Now,
there you go.
a facelift wouldn't be complete unless you do the eyes, too. It all has to go together, am I
Sure,
right?
sure.
Got one headlight out of the way, and we're going to take this one out, too. So we're going to replace these old ugly ones, the brand new set of headlights right here. Now, not only do these look good, but they're going to function well because you've got turn signals in form of LED amber lights on either side. So you kick on the flashers, people see where you're going, no one's going to run into you, and you are going to look good rolling down the road with these headlights up front.
Now, Bruno, you talk about all this cosmetic surgery, and after you get all that done, what do you have to get to show it off? Some clothes, right?
Absolutely.
We're talking about a bow tie to go with the outfit. Look at that. That's going to complete the package right there. That's going to look good. Personally, I thought it was funny that you were talking about corrective surgery and working on headlights. Just saying. But, I mean, it is what it is. All right. Welcome back to TruckU. Today, it's Project 70s Truck Facelift Edition, right? And it's coming along. Take a look at that, dude. The new grill looks good. I know I should concentrate on this a little bit, but I'm getting excited about the way this is coming together. The headlights look nice and everything. Now, I guess this would be the equivalent of like a new chin.
Yeah, you know what, and it's a nice upgrade because I'm not a big fan of the painted front bumper. It just makes the vehicle look flat when it's coming at you. You know, it doesn't need to be something that's over the top. Matt always accused me in the past of being all about the bling. It's not really the bling. You just need a little shine coming at you, something that's going to make this thing pop when it's going down the road, and I think this works well with what we've got. It's not overdone, like you get too much work.
Right.
Just a nice compliment.
It really is. It's cleaned up good, man.
So today, the recurring theme has all been about cosmetic procedures to bring this truck back to life. You know, the fountain of youth, so to speak. It's a truck that had been restored and, well, it lost some luster along the way and got pretty much outdated. So we started in the cab. We got a new bench seat. We've got the gauge clusters. We got the stereo, and it really made a difference inside.
Then we moved on up to the front with the all-new grill assembly and the headlights, and you talk about that chrome from top to bottom on that. Made it look a lot better, man.